Yeah, I'm filming a video. A video? Cause you're in it? You meow? Huh? A video? Hi everyone, my name is Ying Ying, and it's been a while, but welcome back to the noodlekiddd knitting podcast. Yeah, it's really been a while. I started this thinking that it wouldn't be a regular thing, so I didn't give myself too much pressure. And also work has been pretty busy, so I'm just taking some time today to talk about my whips and finish project. It's been a good while, so I have a few to share, and let's get into it. Let's start with finished project because that's more exciting. First off, I finished the Nomad hood that I talked about in the last knitting podcast. It was only this tall by the time I talked about it. So yeah, it's all done, finished, and it fits perfectly. I think I'll be really warm this winter. I don't think the mohair is gonna bother me, even though after knitting this sweater that I'm wearing, that I talked about in previous knitting podcast, it's a tiny bit itchy, but if I'm wearing a t-shirt underneath, it feels fine. So I think it's gonna be mostly fine wearing this, because I'm gonna leave my hair down in winter. Extra layer of protection for people with long hair, you would know. But yeah, that's my Nomad hood finished. First finished object. Also, there's some change of scenario because I don't want to film in the corner. I just put a blanket on my bed. This is my bed. This is my window. So yeah, I don't know. That spot wasn't the final spot either, so this spot probably won't be either. I don't know why I'm rambling. I'm just rambling today. Next up, we have a pair of socks. Actually, we have two pairs of socks today, but first pair, this one, the gingham socks that I've been trying to finish since forever. I quite like how they turned out. Is it just me, or everybody knits one sock bigger than the other? Most of the time, it's not a big difference, but I don't know how I do it. It's just, how do you mess up in a pattern that's exactly the same rows? I don't know. One is just bigger than the other. And I put some elastic on the inside so it stays on the leg instead of sliding down. But yeah, that's the gingham socks. I believe I talked about the yarn in the previous knitting chat. I don't remember which one, but I'm pretty sure I talked about it. So go watch that. Shameless self-plug. Also, I posted that on my Instagram, same as the next socks. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, the link is down below. Next pair of socks. Okay, this one is a bit of a fail, but not really. It still fits, but still a bit of a fail. I'm gonna show you this side first. So this is my Blooming Lavender socks by StoneKnits. It's a beautiful pattern. I really love how it turned out, and the color work was really easy. And I really just did the cuff and then color work all in one go. And then after it's just easy peasy. But yeah, this is the first foot that I knitted. I got gauge for the large size. Yeah, for size large. And it's too big for me. So I knit a size smaller. And see the difference? Like, the foot is about the same, but the cuff and the leg is so different. And it also is different width-wise. So I don't know. I knitted it and it didn't fit properly. It fit my foot, it's just way too large. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna downsize needles and make size medium. And it fits properly. I didn't know that I would knit a medium. And I actually measured my foot this time. It looks so tiny. My foot measures 22 centimeters. TMI out there, but yeah. I made sure that the sock is actually 22 centimeters instead of longer. I also made a mistake So I forgot to turn the heel right here at the bottom. Right here. There's supposed to be a triangle section here that you turn the heel. Hi! Hello. I'm doing stuff. Mr. Cat wants to say hi. Okay, no, he doesn't want to say hi. What was I saying? Yeah, I forgot to turn the heel on this sock, the second sock that I knitted. So the first one you can see, there's the heel part that's knitted in like the whatever it's called. But there's the heel turn, so the bottom here, the triangle. Wow, I'm doing the triangle section here. It was supposed to be knitted in a contrast color, but I already cut the yarn here. So I was just like, whatever. Let's just knit it in the main color. So that's what I did. It doesn't look too bad. And I have two different socks, but who cares? Nobody's gonna see the inside. And I also put elastic in the cuff for both of them. And for this one, I put it a tiny bit tighter so it stays on my leg properly. It's just overall a tiny bit too large, but it'll still fit, whatever. That's finished project number 3. And we've already come to our last finished projects because I've been missing a lot of yarn. The other projects are almost done, but I'm missing a lot of yarn, so yeah, they're not done, but they're almost done. Basically finished project, that's what they are. So this one is the last piece that I finished. This is the, what's it called? Serein sweater that I knitted another time. This is a pattern by Caidree. I kept talking about them because I really like their pattern. They're like one of the people who does a lot of classic timeless pieces, same as like My Favorite Things Knitwear or PetiteKnit, and their stuff is just like really classic and it works with everything. It's just like a wardrobe staple if you make them, but I like to make them colorful because I like colorful yarn. But this is really useful because it's thin enough that you can wear indoor, but it's like thick enough that it keeps you warm. I have 2 of these now. This one is the size medium and the other one is the size large. I think medium fits better, but size large is just really comfy and slouchy. So I like them both. What was the yarn for this one? This one is the Feisty Fibres Glamping. I've posted it on my Instagram and the color is really beautiful. It's this really vibrant variegation of red, orange, pink, fuchsia, and with speckles of, I think, black or deep purple. They look black. All the skeins are pretty identical, I would say. There's color differences, like some are more red and some are more orangey pink, but some of them I didn't really alternate skein and it turned out completely fine. Like, you can't really see it. My trick that I do, I don't even know if it's a trick, but the trick that I do, because I don't really like alternating skeins all the time, but when there's a little too much variegation, then I prefer it. I would alternate skein for like a little portion between changing the skeins. So say I'm almost finished my first ball of yarn, I would start alternating it with the second ball of yarn, and then the transition into the second ball of yarn would be less stark. So basically, like if you're making a gradient. I don't know if that makes sense, but that works for me. Now, onto the basically finished project, but not finished project. I have jacket number 1. That's what it's called. It's basically all finished. I talked about this in my first knitting podcast, I believe. It's basically all finished. I could have knitted the cuff and the bottom ribbing and this button band with the same color, But I still have one full skein left, I believe, with I think at least a third of this of the fourth skein, I think, left. So I could have done it like that, but I think the pale color with low variegation really frames this jacket well, or else it would just be like a blob of color. So I really like it. I ran out of yarn. One full skein wasn't enough, so I ran out of yarn while doing the button band. And I don't think I don't know if I would redo the button band because there's like a tiny like connection here, if you can see it. Like, I don't like it. There's like horizontal connection lines that you can see, but I don't know, because this part of the button band involves a lot of cutting because of the buttonholes. Oh, I also got the buttons. I'll show you in a bit. I don't have it with me. I did get the yarn because someone chewed my circular needle wire, and that someone is Hades, who's in the back right now. Hey, no, you can't chew my wire. Not again. So, funny story. I was finishing my blooming lavender sock. I was literally almost finished. I was at the toes. So the sock was knit from cuff down, so from leg to toe. I was at the toe, so I was almost finished. I was starting to decrease for the toes, and my work involves a lot of waiting. So whenever I'm waiting, I would like sneak in some rows because I'm working from home. Don't tell anybody. And I literally got up to go do something for less than 2 minutes. And when I came back, this guy was sitting on my desk, like sitting up properly, sit up, looking at me. And I picked up my project and I tried to do the magic loop method, so I was sliding my wire and it got caught on the stitches. I check my needle wire. Yeah, it's chewed. And you look so proud. He was so proud for breaking my shit. Yeah, he was very proud. Cat view. But yeah, I like angry bought another pair of the same thing. I was using the Chiagu circular needles with the red wires. They're metal needles. I got a pair of bamboo needles for socks before, and it was, I forgot what it was, but it was like a decent enough quality pair, not like from Amazon or the dollar store. I left it unattended at some point and they chewed it too. That's why I got metal needles. Like, they completely broke the needles. Like, one of it was completely broken and the wire was broken off as well. So yeah, I left it alone for a few minutes only and they got to it very proudly and happily. So from now on, for thinner needles that they can actually break, I'll get metal needles. Isn't that right? Anyway, another project that I'm almost finished is, God, I don't remember any names today, is the Sille pullover by PetiteKnit. I showed some image on Instagram. Isn't it just so pretty? I like the texture with the yarn combination. I thought it was going to be way too busy and that the purl stitches would not be really great for the color changes, but it actually turned out pretty nice. The bottom is also in white. So the white is Cascade yarn 220 superwash in white, so the color code 871. Yeah, 871. I was gonna get it from my local yarn store because, as you can see, my ball is done and I'm not done, and I'm missing a whole armhole ribbing as well. the other part is done. I did a folded neckline because I think it would be more structured, and I like it. So yeah, I was gonna get the yarn from my local yarn store, and since they carry the exact product line, they ran out. They don't have it anymore, so I have to order it online. And I don't think any other of my local yarn store actually have this line. I don't know why. Like, Cascade have so many lines, but like not everybody carries every line, which I think it would be impossible to carry every single line. I thought this was a pretty popular line. I don't know. Anyway, this is another unfinished project. My cat is being cute, you guys. And my giant head is hiding him, since he wants to lay like right there. Next project is the home sweater V-neck. I'm making another one, but this one's for my friend. And I'm trying to finish it for her birthday, but I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm at the body part, so I just have to finish the body, and the sleeves will be almost done. I say almost, even though there's like half the sweater not finished. But this yarn is the Impeccable Lines from Michaels, and in the color Smoke. I got this originally for another sweater idea, but I don't like it anymore, so I just like unraveled it, and I thought I would use this yarn for good. And this is gonna be like the last acrylic project that I probably will do, because I think I would be moving on from acrylic. And I think it's a good fiber to be gifting people because it's really easy to care for. You can machine wash and dry these, even though I wouldn't recommend because it's a handmade product. But for people who are like really lazy, they would just like throw in the washer, preferably in like a washing bag, like a cloth bag. How do you call those things? Like those mesh bags that you use to wash more delicate stuff. But yeah, ideally in that, but otherwise, I've thrown my acrylic knits in the washer before and they're completely fine. I hope she likes it. I don't know if it's her color, and like a lot of knitted sweaters have bust size as a measurement, as a lot of you may know because you probably knit, but a lot of sweater patterns use bust as a measurement unit, not a measurement unit, but as a base for measurement. And she has bigger breasts than me, so I had to like ask her, and it was kind of awkward. But I hope it fits properly. No, go back in the basket. Next and last project is a hat that I completely forgot what it's called. I will probably find it and put it in the video somewhere, but I completely forgot what this hat is called. And this is just made with my very last bit of the Wandering Flock Cosmic tie-dye that I used in a whole sweater I talked about previously. But I overestimated how much yarn I have, and I want the hat to be slouchy with both the folded rim, and the length of the hat is, I just didn't have enough yarn. I didn't have enough. But I can start decreasing right now. That's what I would do probably. So I guess I would just have almost a whole skein of cosmic tie-dye again like last time. Last time I was literally missing like this much of sleeve, and I had to buy another skein because I didn't have any anymore. And the color was slightly different. I think these are gonna be fine. Like the cosmic tie-dye that I got at first in my sweater quantity, it was a little bit more pastel, so the whole sweater is a lot more dreamy. Not that this color is bad, it's just very, very pastel. And I thought this was gonna be too dark, but I think it's matching pretty well, at least in real life. I don't know on camera. Who knows? If anything, my hat will just have like 2 sections. And also I got this as well to finish the jacket number 1. This is the colorway birthday ice cream, and it has subtle variegation of a little darker pink and green on a blush pink with speckles of blue. But it's a very pretty color and knitted up. And yeah, I'm gonna have a bit of that left too. I don't know what to do with my worsted weight yarn because I don't have a lot of worsted weight yarn, and the ones that I have don't really match together. Like, I have one skein of the Big Bang left that I use for the jacket number 1, and I'll have these 2 left. I guess I have some acrylic yarn left, but I don't really want to mix merino yarn and acrylic yarn. It just wouldn't feel right. Anyway, this was a pretty rambly video, but I hope you enjoyed it as usual, and if you want, you can check out the rest of my video. If you haven't yet, they'll be in my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon, I guess. Bye.